Hello everyone, you're here with H, and today the H stands for hold on a second, what do you mean sending 13,000 whilst battling breast cancer? Someone answer me this question in the comments. I hope this is not true, but I guess we'll find out. And in the spirit of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I am sending my love and well wishes to everyone who may be affected, know someone who's affected, and going through it, fighting. Keep going. It might not mean much coming from the rat boy in the chair. You know, realistically, what can my words do to help you in your fight? But I hope that it can help you stay positive somewhat. I'm proud of you. I love you. Keep fighting.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. On today's episode, we speak to a woman named Tina from North Carolina. Tina turned to online dating after a breakup with her husband. She met a man named Paul on Christian Mingle and the two carried on an online relationship.
Stop right there. The H in Paul's name, right? How dare you? You're disgracing the H name.
Tina was suspicious that Paul was not who he claimed to be after sending him $13,000. Let's hear what Tina has to say.
Sorry, with all due respect, Tina, the picture that I was shown, and everyone was shown, you do not look like that right now, Tina. I'm sorry. You are also catfishing, technically. That might be a younger picture, but let's not use such pictures then, shall we, when online dating and stuff. I will say also, alongside that, the picture there of Tina, she's wearing a mask, which simultaneously using a younger picture is catfishing. Wearing a mask in a picture on an online dating website is also a bit strange, because why? What are you hiding type thing. Listen, babe, I need you to do this last thing for me. I want you to transfer this money into my friend's account. It's easy. After that, I will be on my way home. Which is concerning, because can't you go home? The money needs to be sent for you to go home. Paul, is that what it is? You are kidding me, right? I knew you were a scammer. I'm not transferring that money. Please do not ever contact me again. Goodbye. If that message came after sending $13,000, I think everyone needs to get a grip of themselves, potentially wave the red flag a bit sooner, and realize, gather your thoughts, pack up the skepticism in your backpack, slap that shit on like Dora the Explorer. Hey, backpack, where are we going? Oh, we're going the hell out of here, man, because this is shit crazy. I forgot the bat in there, but that's because Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off.
This is great banter. It really is.
Please learn to criticize things or be aware of things before it's too late. It's a great skill to have, everyone.
Let's hear what Tina has to say.
She also, sorry to pause it straight away again, but she looks like my auntie. So, point that out.
Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
But you already are.
Hi, Social Catfish.
Hello.
My name is Tina Oates. I am from South Carolina,
Nice.
and I am recently divorced for the second time. I am a mom of a 20-year-old child who I'm super proud of. We have two poodles. We have one standard poodle that's grown, and then we just got another standard poodle puppy. And we also have a small little Chinese crested powder puff dog and a bunny. So I have a zoo. Currently, I am trying to complete an online course in medical coding.
That's good. Is this a genuine picture you've taken? I love the fact that you've got 2 oranges there and some packs of vitamin C. If there is anything to take from this video, take your vitamin C, guys. Get your vitamin C in. Eat plenty of fruits, especially in the colder winter months. Vitamin C is key. Just letting you know. A zoo? Tina, what the hell are you talking about, a zoo? If I went to a zoo, which I don't really like to go to zoos, I find them quite sad, to be honest. If you are going to go and see animals, preferably I'd want you to go to a sanctuary. I just find zoos a bit... that's not saying all zoos are bad, but, some zoos are very bad. So, just do your research, I guess. Just how she's doing research for HCPS Level 2 Professional 2021. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, a zoo. If I stepped into a zoo and they had 3 dogs and a rabbit, I think she said, I'm sorry, I'm walking out. What zoo is this? It's a shih tzu. And not the dog. Shih tzu? Oh my...
So that way I can start a new career path. I like the
Okay.
environment around a medical community where people are doing things that are medical. And so that's kind of where I am.
Tina, you're making this too easy. Do you know what I mean? I like the environment of the medical field because they do things that are medical. Is it? Damn. You smart. Research that you're doing and the education's paying off. That's like going to a football stadium, yeah? On a match day, they are playing football quite literally on the pitch, and you say, I like they're doing football. It's actually not even a good example, but Tina, just come on.
For whatever reason, I don't know. I got all these Black Friday sale things for like Match.com.
Sorry, is that a thing?
ChristianMingle.com. I had a little bit of a thing because I wasn't officially divorced just yet, but I was separated, so technically it was okay, but I wasn't sure.
I'm not sure either, actually. Let me know in the comments if you're separated and going through a divorce. Technically, is that cheating if you start moving on, speaking to someone and stuff? Because, it's going to be finalized and stuff, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Me personally, if I ever was to go through a divorce, God forbid anyway, I want my first marriage to be my only one. Here's hoping anyway. Yeah, if that was going on, I would recommend you still wait until everything is, finalized and stuff. But, end of the day, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on that? Is shitting hell? I'm malfunctioning more than usual, actually.
We have a problem. We have a problem.
Also, let me know in the comments. Are there Black Friday deals and stuff for Tinder and whatever? That's such a strange concept to me, if that is actually a thing. Which it obviously is because she got them, but yeah, that's odd. Hey, it's Black Friday. Do you want to go on a date? Where's the correlation?
My own personal standing, but I just thought, well, it would just be nice just to see how people are, because I haven't dated I was married for 21 years, so I haven't dated in 21 years. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I had a couple, 3 or 4, coffee dates, and nothing really came of it, and was starting to kind of lose interest. And then there was just this one last person, and I thought, well, I will reach out to this person. According to his description, he was in Indianapolis. But I just went ahead and reached out. He responded back and just, hey, this is me, can we do this? Can we just go ahead and start texting? And a lot of people like to do that, and I'm for that because it's a real pain to text on those online dating apps. So that to me wasn't a big deal. We kind of went from there and started chatting. He told me what he did. He owned his own company, and he was a consultant in building and structural engineering. So I was like, okay.
Just hold on a second here. I have a son and I love long walks on the beach. Haha, JK, your turn. What do you mean? What are you kidding about there? The fact that you have a son, or you love long walks on the beach? And yes, when I said you have a son, my voice just went up like 1,000,000 octaves. I'm going through puberty, so forgive me. What's the joke there? Which part, Paul? Which part is the joke? None of this makes sense, because having a son is not really funny, and neither is loving long walks on the beach. That's not funny either. I'm assuming you just, oh, I'm a man, so I can't love long walks on the beach. Ha, I'm just kidding. Like, grow up if that's the case. It's not it's not a less of a manly thing to do to walk on the beach. Otherwise, lifeguards, well, you're just in the wrong profession then to all the men lifeguards. Get a grip, Paul.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. So we went back and forth for a little bit. At the same time that I was communicating with him in the beginning, I was also had a x-ray or a test done, and it showed a suspicious spot on my spine. I am a 13-year breast cancer survivor, as well as a 33-year Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor. So anything suspicious that ever shows up on anything, or the word suspicious, makes anyone nervous. And it was hinted that it was the breast cancer and it was probably back. And if it's in my spine, then that means it's stage 4. I know a lot of people who have stage 4 breast cancer and are living, but it's constant medication. And I wasn't sure how I was going to get that because I just went off my ex-husband's insurance, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find the right type of treatment. I was kind of a mess. And so that kind of happened probably about week 2.5 into talking, and we would text probably every day. But then all of a sudden he was just like, really like, hey, I really like you. Can we just be like this? Can we just be exclusive? Because I thought I was dying. So I said, sure. I didn't know, that's terrible. And then during that time as well, he also got a contract.
Listen, do you know, in the beginning, I was kind of hoping that I would get clickbaited because I didn't want the victim to actually be going through breast cancer and sending that much money whilst going through cancer, because I know American healthcare fists you in the ass. So God knows how much you're paying for cancer treatments. So Americans, I'm sorry for that. So I was kind of hoping I'd be clickbaited, but I didn't get clickbaited. It's actually happening, which I feel immensely for Tina. I've had cancer in my family. It's a bitch. I just can't fathom how you're going through this. And I understand right there you mentioned, you think, you're dying. So, I'll delete all my dating sites and we'll be exclusive. I understand that. And I understand your thinking that, maybe sending the money would speed things along because perhaps you don't have much time left. But as a man, right? And stereotypically, I hate everything that comes with the saying, you're a man, right? I've always been of the opinion that if I'm financially able to do so, my wife, my partner, they don't have to do a damn thing, yeah? And if they want to, of course. If they want to go ahead and pursue a career, education, etc., I ain't gonna stop you. I ain't one of those traditional men, do you know what I mean? But as a man, and this is where I'm drawing the line, as a man, you know that the person you've asked to be your exclusive partner, I'm pretty certain she would have told Paul, hey, this is happening, right? Again, as a man, what are you doing? What are you doing asking her for money considering what she is going through? You're a piece of shit, right? For being a scammer in the first place. But if this was real and then a genuine guy is asking you, whoever's watching this, is asking you for money knowing what you're going through, doesn't even have to be a guy actually, whoever the hell it is, knowing what you're going through and they're still happy to take money for you for their own gain, you don't need that person in your life. Life is already stressful enough, as I can 100% imagine it is. Don't do it to yourself. Everyone, please, wave that red flag in front of your face and get a grip.
said that he had to be gone for 2 weeks. And it was a very big project for him. It was supposed to be extremely lucrative. He told me he was going to ask his sister for a loan. And so that way he could get this one particular product that he needed to
Why
finish
is
the
she sent
job.
money if she got
He is
the
very,
sister to do it?
very good. He's very smooth, very good. I thought my ex-husband was smooth. I mean, not smooth, but sneaky, but not like this.
Sorry.
My ex-husband's an ass. Back to the needing of this particular product. If he got this product, he would be able to complete the project and come home. And
Listen, Tina, slow down a second. You're, spitting bars at me 100 miles an hour. I don't know if you made it your mission to come on this show and pretend to be Busta Rhymes, but let's calm down a second here, please. Smooth and sneaky, they're completely different definitions. So I assume you mean sneaky here and not smooth, because smooth is good. Shout out to all my dry skin sufferers out there. Don't know if you can see that, but on my leg as well, but I'm not gonna whip out my calves for you, am I? You have to pay for that. Shout out all my dry skin sufferers, whatever you might have, psoriasis, eczema, anything else that exists. I only know them two off by heart. Smooth is good. All right, at least I wish it was, because it dries within seconds. Anyway, that's not the point of this. Goodness. Yeah, so I assume you mean sneaky and smooth in the bad sense, which it isn't, but why would... I hope everyone realizes this. I mean, you've watched enough of these by now to know that it's such a red flag. The fact that whoever you're speaking to, you need to pay for their job. What happened to the sister's loan? What did you use it on? Did you get arrested? Did your bank account get frozen? Let me know, Paul. I kind of wish he says all this and then he just goes, haha, JK. I bloody wish.
we would meet and all would be lovely. My ex-husband's an
What do you mean?
engineer, so I sort of filled in the blanks with what his job was going to be. And then when his sister could not come through with the cash, $15,000, he asked me for $2,000. And I was like, you can't ask me for that. You're not
Okay.
supposed to ask me for that. I don't know you. And it even says on the dating site that you're not supposed to ask people for money. And I'm not.
Well, also the fact, she looks like my auntie, but actually she kind of looks like my mom as well. You guys have never seen my mom other than like those pictures from like when I reacted to my baby pictures. If you want to see that, I'll put it up there if you're interested in watching that. She kind of looks like my mom, like mixed with my auntie. Again, there's no relevance, is there?
Supposed to give it to you. Well, if you trusted me like I trusted you, if you loved me like I loved you, then this wouldn't be a problem and I wouldn't need to prove anything. And I'm like, well, I can't even figure out if you're even real.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know how I could have been so dumb. It was the way that he wrote was really sweet. He had everything that I look for. He's got the blue eyes. The accent was a bonus because that's always attractive.
What's his accent?
He was intelligent and kind and caring.
What's his accent?
Over email and things like that. So I went and I sent him $2,000. I never, ever am that irresponsible with cash.
So
ever.
What
and then
happened?
on top of it all, I took a picture of the statement that I sent, which had all my banking information on it. And I only had a little bit set aside after we sold my marital home because I had to pay off some credit card debts because my daughter and I had to live off of credit cards for a while because my ex-husband's an ass. And and until he was told to pay, he wasn't really paying anything in alimony.
Listen, your ex-husband is an ass. I mean, we've gathered that, sure. But you are sending this money despite being in debt, having treatment costs that I'm sure are probably high as F. It's come straight from Oregon. It's your fault, unfortunately. As harsh as that might seem. Come on, Tina. I appreciate the fact that, you recognize that you were dumb, but we need to learn, again, to recognize these things beforehand so we don't end up in such shitty situations.
And this is not our first time going down the divorce road. We went down it one time before.
Why is it so blurry?
He had to pay child support.
Why is this so blurry? I'm confused on whether someone has sent you this. But someone put the glasses on that's on the screen, because I can't see shit. And I'm sorry if I'm, signing a divorce and stuff or petitioning, and I'm given this blurry piece of paper. Don't sign it, because you don't know what you're signing.
So he had to pay child support and alimony at that time. But this time, because our daughter had turned 18, he didn't have to pay that. And because she was 18, she refused to see him. And that's a whole different story, and one I'm not going to go into.
Well,
but
to be honest, I'll use allegedly just for the sake of it. But if your child no longer wants to see you, more often than not, you are actually a piece of shit. Then, just to let everyone know. Kind of went just somber there, just thinking about my experiences and stuff, which I've never actually shared, is it? So, you don't know. What am I talking about, for the love of God? Maybe one day I'll share, that side of life, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. Just wanted to point that out, that, he probably is a piece of shit if the daughter doesn't want to see him as soon as she turned 18. So, just saying.
So, because of that, I lost access to any income that I would have, and I haven't worked in forever. Because we agreed that I'd be a stay-at-home mom. I had worked partially and taught piano lessons and things like that. So then there was another request for another.
Okay, hold on, Tina. Paul, I told you no. Please, you are giving me the feeling that you are trying to scam me. So everyone recognizes this as well. If you're at that stage where you think the person that you're scamming... No, sorry, you're not scamming them. Although she is, with the picture she was using. But if you're at that stage, you're questioning if it's a scam or not, and you're literally typing it out and sending it. Sorry, take that doubt, package it up real nice, deliver it to yourself. It's a scam.
What did that just mean?
Why would I talk to you this long and tell you I love you just to scam you? You don't believe that. Stop it. Oh, the gaslighting is insane from Paul, isn't it? I do want to mention there, beforehand, when she was saying that she hasn't worked in a long time and stuff. And, obviously now, in the recent times, with her finding this diagnosis of breast cancer, I understand not working, but in the sense beforehand, actually maybe it makes how I feel about, if I'm financially capable, I don't mind my wife just not doing anything, right? But maybe that's actually not good, because in the sense of a potential divorce, if you haven't worked for a long time and, potentially you have nothing to fall back on, yeah, it's actually quite bad. So I urge everyone then to at least have a backup plan, at the very least. Just so if anything does happen, you can still keep afloat. Wow, that's really opened my eyes, actually. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going into a marriage not wanting to divorce, but I guess you never know in life, right? So, there you go. Revelations.
He just needed $2,000. So I sent him another $2,000. And so I went up to $4,000 plus the fees. And even the person at the bank was like, I think you're being scammed. And I'm like, really? And she was like, yeah, I think so. I'm not going to approve any more wire transfers. I drove all the way to another branch, which was about 40 minutes out of my way, so that I could go in and get a wire transfer. So I did that, and then that was $6,000.
Well, why are all the screenshots blurry as shit, bro? I know this is an older video and maybe production wasn't as good back then, but everything's blurry. You're making me feel as if I'm watching the video without my glasses on. But the fact that the teller told you this is a scam and no more of the transfers for you, Tina. Tina transfers. Should we call that? Should we coin that as TT? Huh? Tina transfers. So ridiculous, obviously stupid transfers. The Tina transfers. Welcome to the TT. But I can't. It's hard to have sympathy for someone who doesn't listen to the person who actually deals with finances as a living. I can't. I'm sorry. And the fact that you, in your head, think, you know what? I'm going to now drive 40 minutes in a complete opposite direction just to make sure I'm transferring this money. Where are the alarm bells, man? It's just so concerning. And I really hope that everyone in difficult positions, I know you are going and fighting cancer, and it is scary. I can imagine so, but just why make the fight harder than it needs to be by sending all this money? Why? I know you think you're going to get some sort of love out of this at the end of it. Maybe it's your last chance to experience romance. I don't know what your thought process is. But that's just not worth this, is it?
So now we're up to 12 plus fees, and the fees run. I figured it up. It's probably around $13,000. Emailed me a copy of his check to show that he had the money, but that it wasn't released yet to his account. I checked the bank. It was a real bank. He sent me a picture of his passport. It wasn't a U.S. passport, though. It was his Canadian passport, because he doesn't travel with his U.S. passport because people don't like U.S. citizens that much. So he uses his Canadian passport.
Shush. How about that? Now, to my knowledge, from the comments in the past, a lot of Americans actually don't have passports. They're not too clued up on passports because they don't need it to travel within the United States. But this notion that countries don't like Americans, so I don't travel with my US passport, is batshit crazy. To be honest, I think anyway, let me know if I'm wrong, but the US passport holds weight across the world in terms of applying for visas and student stuff. Don't say if that makes sense. How about that? But let me know in the comments. That's such a BS reason. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of countries don't like the UK, right? But if I was to ever travel with my British passport, what are they going to do? Turn me away? I mean, they might, because of the Brexit situation and stuff. But not in the sense that, you got, you're British, mate. Sling your dirty hook. You're not coming into this country. Because we might have an international crisis there, actually. But yeah, that's BS from Paul, to my knowledge. To my knowledge.
So I had a copy of that. I had a copy of all of the things that he had bought while he was there for the project, the equipment and things that he needed. He sent me 2 or 3 copies, invoices for those.
Also, and then, the fact that your a-hole husband was an engineer, surely, actually, not surely, because if he's an a-hole, maybe he doesn't tell you about what goes on at work and stuff. I mean, so forget I was going to say anything, but yeah.
Thing was that when he would get on Skype, it was him. It was the guy in pictures, and so after that, I realized he wasn't coming home.
Sorry, but when you are on Skype, you're talking to a picture. Is that what you're telling me? And you think nothing strange about that? You don't ask, hey, can I actually see a live video of you, please? No? Is that what she meant?
And I'm just like, this is done, and I'm never going to see this. And he's like, well, if you do this one thing for me, if you will, I want to transfer this amount of money into that account that he had the number for, which was closed, by the way. So that sign sounded a little illegal to me. And so I'm not money laundering for somebody. I don't know what it was for.
It's too late because you probably already did. Actually, no, you didn't, but I'm glad you caught on at least. But we're drawing the line, huh? I am not sending you $13,001, you sack of shit. I draw the line at $13K. Oh, Tina.
But that is the reason that I never got my $12,000 is because I never allowed him to send the money over when I needed to send the additional monies that were in the account.
So it is 12. So I have actually been clickbaited because it said 13K in the original title. So thanks, guys.
To someone here in the United States. At that point, I had found out that I was not dying with cancer and that it was just an anomaly on the CAT scan, and then I would just need to follow back up in 6 months, which I have, and I'm glad to say that it's totally fine. I did not have a repeated breast cancer, so thank God.
So I have actually been clickbaited, which is both good and bad, because good, she's doing well, nothing is bad happening, but on the other hand, you said she was battling breast cancer whilst being scammed, but she wasn't. But she didn't know that. So, actually, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is that clickbait?
Mr. Krabs, I am so confused.
I'm thankful for that.
I am as well.
I watched the channel and I watched an interview or two, and I thought, well, I'm not alone. And that's really sad that people do this to one another. And
I'll tell you, we have a victim who's watched the show back in the day. Not like the recent scumbags who've just been coming on this show and basically abusing it and trying to get like 1 minute of infamy. Wow, that's shocking, actually.
Or they take someone else's picture. So when I saw the interview and I saw that, I reached out with Social Catfish and I'm like, she's not the only one.
Who's that?
And my hope is that, that if there is something that can be found out, I'd like to know.
After receiving this video message, our search specialist Lenny immediately got to work to find closure for Tina.
Yeah.
She used the
Sorry, this is the picture I was talking about before. I mean, Tina, this is just not you now, is it? So, it's concerning. And also, even if it was you back in the day, using this picture currently, what the hell? That doesn't make sense. But even if you looked like this picture right now, this picture still gives me edited vibes. Unless that's just how your makeup looks. So, either way, you're also a catfish. So, what would you do, actually? You know, Paul was real, you turn up, you don't look like this. That's scummy as well. So, please, everyone, use up-to-date, unedited pictures, please.
She used the tools on our site, socialcatfish.com, to vet this mysterious man, Paul, and got results in minutes. So if you're looking to verify your online lover, the first step would be to use the tools on our site. You can click the link in our bio and check them out. Just hitting like, comment, and subscribe helps us build more tools out for you to use in the future. Now it's time to meet with Tina to let her know what we found.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Lenny. How are you?
Sorry,
I was really glad that you came and told your story. I looked at your previous interview, and so I was able to find out more about what you went through. The reason you came forward is because you wanted other people to know what you went through so that they could avoid, because you knew you'd been scammed. And so the more people that we educate and show what can happen, the better we are at preventing those criminals getting their foot in the door.
Yeah, that's the hope, right?
Right. And if you're a good, honest person, don't we just kind of think everybody else is also?
That's kind of what the two people that know told me. Well, you always think the best of everybody, so that's what you were thinking, but you were wrong.
I will. That's actually a good point. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm a good person, but obviously I can't be the judge of that. Other people have to be the judge of that. But I'd like to think I am. But obviously people will have different opinions. But I don't think, like, let's say, I did think I'm a good person, right? Like 100% believed it, I wouldn't think that no one else can be bad because of that. Like I get the notion that, spreading positivity and you don't want to live as a pessimist. But I'm sorry, sometimes you gotta be a pessimist in this world, at least in my opinion, because you will be taken advantage of, if not, just because you're trying to see the good in everyone. Some people, there is no good to be looking at. So take off your glasses and walk away, because I don't want to see any of that.
But it's not a fault, because that's a good thing.
Eh,
Okay, well, I want to kind of go through some of these items that you gave us.
I see both
I'm going to
sides.
start with the passport.
Okay.
He gave you this passport. He basically said something like, I'm using my Canadian passport because they don't like Americans here. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips about how you can tell if it's a real fake passport. First thing I always do is I
Is a
Google,
real
what
fake
does a real
passport?
Canadian passport look like? My number one tip for everyone is you don't have to know what a passport of another country or even the US looks like.
Okay.
One of the first things I look at is the signature.
Well, there you go.
And in
Okay.
this case, the name on the passport is Hanneson Paul Durson, but the signature is like a capital E and a capital G. There's no way that that resembles that name whatsoever in any way.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, and that's something that scammers are betting that you're not going to look at because they can't really write that American name very good or convincingly anyway. Another thing that I always do is I crop this photo out of the passport and I run it through facial recognition. And in this case, I actually found the exact photo that this face was cut out of this man.
But
So he didn't go
she
to
used
Walgreens
the service,
and get an
no?
official passport photo.
So she
The
knows
passport
this?
photos are really specific. They have to have the right size of head. They have to have certain things. And so that's another way that you can just consider, is this passport real? Those are some of the ways that you can find out. When he was on Skype, was it talking like we are now for a length of time, or was it very short?
Probably
Short.
about 20 minutes.
Ah,
Then
fair enough.
the other times it was probably,
So
I
you're
would
making it
say,
worse for yourself.
10 minutes or so.
Technology is getting better and better. And, we've always said, get a video chat or you can't believe anything that you see.
Right.
But scammers are getting smarter. They can make a real version of any person they choose. They take their photo, they take different points of their face, and then all they do is they can film themselves talking like you and I, but look like the person that they've sent a still
Oh my God.
It takes a lot of time. And so in this case, if this man's photos a lot, they're going to use that technology a lot.
I agree. It's something that you should watch out for. But I also think if you're on a call for any amount of time and you're supposedly in love with this person, surely you're going to be paying extra attention to their face just because you don't want to look elsewhere. You're going to look right at their face. So whilst nowadays deepfakes are concerningly getting better and better, a couple years ago, I'm not sure you won't be able to tell that there are certain things that just don't match up. Like even recent deepfakes, you can see like there's no wrinkles. The movements are very robotic. So if there's anything to take in regards to, deepfake video calls, just pay attention and perhaps ask that person, hey, hold up 2 fingers right now, mofo, all right? Hold up a spoon or something.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
Next thing that I have here is this airline ticket that you sent me. And so a lot of
British
times when a scammer is finding out about a person, they might find out that they've never been anywhere, whatever. But we know, like from your airline ticket, it kind of looks, official. It's got a nice graphics. It's got a nice box, right? But if you look closely, we have an airline ticket that is coming from gleamsplaces@gmail.com.
Gleams Places.
An airline officially would not use Gmail. Priceline would not use Gmail. I don't know whoever else. They have their own extensions when they're sharing it. The other thing that is always should be on itinerary is the airport codes.
Right. Into that.
Another thing is this has got 20,000 AED. Convert that into USD. It's about $5,000. If that's a good price for an airline ticket, you can make a judgment there. But those are just things you can do if you find yourself with an airline ticket like this. Okay, I'm going to look at this receipt. It says it's still instead of steel. So, Grip Pack Lee Woo Stell Group. And I believe that means it's a steel group because these are steel parts. And then below that it says sales and hires of drilling equipments. So most companies would...
Drilling equipments.
Certainly proofread their invoice before they have it printed, their forms of any kind. A good exercise is to pull out a receipt of your own. There's no cents, there's no tax or anything like that. And likely there would be part numbers. There would be all kinds of things on this receipt that doesn't match.
Quantity.
And we can go through all of these things and say, well, it still looks real to me. It might be real. And then he manipulates you into saying it's real. But the one in this case is the customer signature here. It doesn't match the one on the passport either. Okay, so the real man in your photos I found, his name is Mark Brunetz. Actually, he's an American television host of a show called Clean House.
Oh, Mark Brunetz coming with the Clean House, yeah? Why not Mark Blonde? I'm hungry.
Help me! Help me!
And so he's actually a public figure. He's a celebrity of sorts. It was easy after I found his name to find his Instagram page.
Okay.
His son is on that page, who he told you was Terry.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're going to look it up when we hang up. Yeah, but one thing that is very interesting, too, is that a lot of people go, these scammers are getting so dumb. They sent me a picture of a TV host. That's so dumb. Did he think I wouldn't find out? Well, they don't know our pop culture. They don't know our extensive choices of, in this case, TV shows or things that we might watch. They're only looking for a face that they can manipulate and that they can pull off as a hook to the victim.
Well, I would just like to say that I really appreciate the work that you did. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate the I guess the reason for your website, is just for information and to make people aware.
Yeah.
And I find that to be fantastic, especially now that I'm naive, and then I'm like, oh, well, my gosh, here's somebody doing something really nice.
Promotion.
That's really good. I mean, you're providing all that for somebody, someone who can watch it, and and then they can learn. And it's information that maybe some people know, but some people don't. And then at least it puts that in their heads.
I don't know. She
Stop it. Get some help.
Very vaguely resembles Selena Gomez. Just thought I'd point that out as well.
That way they know. And so I really think I think Social Catfish is just a great thing. I think what you do, what you does, and all of that is just fantastic, and all the team.
And again, it's just been such a pleasure meeting you. You're just such a lovely person. It really has been a pleasure for me.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com.
Okay.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
that to this
See
video
you
as well,
next time.
please. I'm begging you to like and subscribe as well here.
Scams come in so many different forms.
Yes.
If you have been a victim of any of the scams below,
You know where to go. To Google, to do research, then get professional support if you need it. The main take point from this video, to be honest, I'm glad, she didn't actually have cancer. So everything else we realistically know how to navigate, or at least I hope we know how to navigate these scams. So at the end of this, I just want to say, please check yourself. All right, all the ladies out there, check yourself. I mentioned in yesterday's video, which was again relating to breast cancer. I'll put it up there if you do want to watch it. There is a card up there. I say in that, if there was ever a time to, relinquish some positive connotations onto the phrase, get a grip of yourself, it's right now, ladies. Get a grip of yourself. Feel around. Anything that feels out of the ordinary, go get checked up. Even if you're not 100% sure, right? Maybe a part of you is thinking, I'll leave it a few weeks. If it's still there, then I'll go. Don't do that. As we say in these romance scams, even if you have a little bit of doubt, act on that doubt. It's better to be safe than sorry. So please check yourself. See a doctor. I know, especially in America, obviously, healthcare is expensive. But in my opinion, I think it's better to pay the money to get checked rather than perhaps let it progress into whatever it might be. It gets worse, and then you'll end up paying a lot more money anyway for treatments, etc. So all my ladies out there, go get checked. I'll see you guys next time. If you do want to watch more of the Scamfish stuff, they'll be up there. If you want to watch something else, cancer plus scam related, I'll put it down here. I'll see you next time. Bye. Please get checked.